Roll film. Okay, so this last weekend I went to Foster Falls with a bunch of my buddies. And so we're all going there, hammocking, camping out, having a great time and all that. And so that was Friday night, and then Sabbath morning we wake up and we literally stay in our hammocks for probably 6 hours. It was amazing, and I think I needed it. Well, eventually some people were like, man, we want to do something. So we decided to go to the actual Foster Falls. And so we go down there, hike down there, and as you walk up to it, it just like opens up. It's like a big bowl with a huge like running faucet of water. That's the waterfall and everything. It's just huge. The water was so cold. Like I described it to someone, it was like a lake in Michigan that got frozen by Jack Frost and transported to Iceland, kind of cold. Like it was freezing, absolutely freezing. And so we go there and we're like swimming in it and everything, having a good time, climbing on the wall and all that. And then someone's like, hey, we should go up to the top. And we're like, yeah, we should go to the top of the waterfall. And this one dude that we met there is like, you know what, I'm gonna jump off this waterfall. Now it's not just a little waterfall. This is like a 70-foot waterfall. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And so we're all like, no, he's not. There's no way. And then all of a sudden, boom! It was super loud. They're like, oh my goodness. Look over, he's fine, he's swimming away. He's like, okay. And there's four other guys. Brent Hildebrand, Daniel Benson, Wyatt Gardner, and myself. And I had no intentions of doing this. I didn't want to jump off. It was way higher than I'd ever done before, and I thought it was stupid. Now, Daniel and Brent were like, yeah, we're probably gonna do it. And then Wyatt's like, no, the rules say we shouldn't, so we're not going to. So for the next 45 minutes, Daniel and Brent sit there at the waterfall just contemplating like, should it? And eventually Brent gets up, runs, jumps, and does boom, super loud. Smack of like the water and everything. A few minutes later, Daniel does it. And then I told Wyatt, I was like, Wyatt, if you were to do it, I would do it. Because I knew he wouldn't do it. Because he's like, I don't want to break the rules and stuff. And look what he does. He's like, you know what, I'm going to do it. So he kneels down, he prays, and he's like, Lord, please keep me safe. And he does it. He runs and jumps. And I'm just like, now those are all the guys on the trip. So if I didn't do it, I was gonna be the only guy who didn't jump off of Foster Falls. And I was like, can't have that happen. I contemplate it, I think about it, I'm like, yes, I need to do this. Oh man, I'm like, goosebumps thinking about it. Okay, and so I walk up to the edge and I'm about to do it, I'm like, wait, I need to. So I pray really quick, I'm like, Lord, if you think this is gonna be okay, let me do it. If not, please inspire me not to do it at all. And so I get up there, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. And Tessa was there filming me and she's like, Andrew, either do it or don't. And I'm like, okay. And I just went off the edge, threw myself over, and a huge rush of adrenaline enveloped me. And I look, and like my eyesight, like it goes into this super wide frame. Like I can see everything around me. The whole bowl of Foster Falls that it looks like just opened up. And all of a sudden I realized that's really far. And so I start falling, and eventually, like halfway through the fall, it kind of freaked me out. You can hear in the video, like I scream like, ah! You know, and I'm falling and falling. So I hit, and the first thing that I think is like, oh my goodness, I just had an enema or something. Like I was like, oh my word, that was a lot of water. So I hit the water and I realized that something is not okay. I start kind of freaking out. My back hurts like crazy. My legs are kind of struggling. And so I start swimming over to the shore. I grab myself, I pull myself up onto the rocks, and I'm breathing like, like I was really struggling to breathe and everything. This lady there, she's like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. And my other buddies that had just jumped, they're looking at me like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm not okay. And so they all dive into the water and swim over to me. And so there's a doctor there that evaluated me, said, you're gonna be okay. But I couldn't walk. I could stand and I could like kind of keep my balance if I'm just staying still, but as soon as I start walking, I could not. I was all over the place. And so the two guys, Brent and one other dude that was there, that we just met, Taylor, they both like just carried me out of there all the way. Eventually I got some meds, and after an hour and a half car ride home, ended up making it back, and I'm okay. Still a little sore and everything, but it was definitely an interesting experience. With every situation, either good or bad, one should try to learn from it. What did I learn from jumping off the cliff at Foster Falls? Well, I learned that my friends really do care about me. When I got hurt, they were willing to carry me out. We left the camping trip early. They grabbed all my stuff, and none of them complained about it at all. They were all very helpful to me. So that was like, learned that about them. You know, when your parents ask you this question, if all your friends jump off of a cliff, would you do it? Yeah, I guess so. That's what I mean. Yeah, I mean, you did it. Would I suggest doing that? No. Not unless you have like training or have worked your way up to it. Another thing that I learned is that God lets you experience things. He lets you experience things so you can learn them. So make sure that you find those lessons in the things that you experience. What I specifically learned is that I have one body for this life and that I don't want to mess it up because it's the one I have for my whole life and I'm not indestructible. I'm like basically indestructible, but you know, well, you know what I mean. In conclusion, if you go to Foster Falls, be careful.